Agri and Food Affair with Peter and Kobela.
I think the major story running today was the issue the farm killings. I mean, it's something very serious, but I think a personal opinion, it's blown out of proportion. I think the police should just work on crime and crime in general. We shouldn't be focusing on issues farm killings or farm this or farm that. Crime is crime. Let's stick to that, and let's deal with it. I think yeah, like as if it's special in any other way. Crime is crime. It's the most important thing. But Peter has got something more interesting.
Well, I mean, I think today on the headlines we've been looking mostly at the news about the collapse or the contraction. The South African GDP. As we look in the economy, apparently this is a record, a 51% decline, which is a record. I mean, the news here is saying that all the sectors, from mining, manufacturing, communication, food and catering, all those, so except of course agriculture. So it just shows how important the conversations that we are having now are, in the bigger schemes of it. I saw that agriculture actually improved about 15.1%. I mean, if you look at all these contractions, I mean, manufacturing contracted by 74.9%. That's huge. That's big. That means there was nothing happening.
Zero mining
during this quarter. You know, if you look at the trade, catering, accommodation, we all know that the tourism sector has been complaining. 67% drop. 67% drop via transport, storage and communication, mining 73.1% drop, and only agriculture going up 15.1%. So
only agriculture going up.
It tells you something. It tells you we are here by purpose.
Yes,
it's important that we're here.
I think this is the only show or the only radio station about agriculture for an hour consistently every week, just to show the importance. This is an important sector in this country. We cannot undermine it.
Just one interesting thing that's taken over also the agricultural news this week. We saw this past week, there was an auction in Scotland, in England. Animal auction where a sheep, a small ram sheep, was sold for 8 million. So this apparently this sheep, I mean, like it's what they call the breed. It's called the world's most expensive sheep.
Is that the name of the breed?
No. It holds that record.
Oh,
okay. Ke ipotsa gore go na le dinku tse kae kwa ga ntate mogolo fa jaaka di dira madi a mantsi a makana mo
Chere Rabotapi for making it to the show. It was not easy. Oh, actually, it was easy. It was easy to convince you because there's just so much to talk about. But in particular today, about the borehole industry, how you got into it. I think there's so much aspects that are about you. But Nikopa hardly introduce it and also give us a sense how you got into the business here, borehole industry.
Chere Rabotapi and everybody in the studio. Kalina ke Chere Rabotapi ke out here ko Valley Booking.
But you said Chere is French, eh?
Yes, but remember, before the French moved to France, they were Africans.
Oh.
So the name seems like it went to France and came back. But no, it's a full African name.
Okay.
With French connotations in it.
All right.
Just to add the romance.
All right. Ke a utlwa le lesson ya history ya selo. Me ga gona botata gompieno re bua ka go epa metsi. Aha.
So, you said I must talk a little bit, Kahorena. How did I?
Yeah, but tell us about yourself. Tell us who's this Chere, and yeah.
No, like I said, Valley. I trained as an electrician for rainwater, and funny enough, a lot of people, when I said I'm an electrician back then, I get a rata or where do you work? And I say I'm an electrician, and then where do you work? And then I'll say rainwater, and then it was a puzzle to everybody to say rainwater electrician. But we also forget rainwater that has the component, the electrical, mechanical, and instrumentation as well, plus other fields. So now I got into the line of electrical engineering as an apprentice and qualified as an artisan. And then the reason I'm talking about rainwater is most of the time now when I talk about the boreholes, and somebody will say, but where did you work before? And I say rainwater, they say, that's where you got the rainwater idea for. The truth is, I only knew the word borehole. 2005.
Okay.
Even though I came from rainwater.
All right.
Because rainwater, even where I worked, it was even worse. At another plant, you don't even see water because water comes from the valve. It gets processed off and Chere boss, and then it like a pipe underground. We were just boosting it further to other areas, Borastimbe, Far East Rand, and all those other areas. So I didn't even physically see the water.
But it's interesting.
Overall, plastic.
Yeah.
Let me elaborate more.
Yeah. Okay. So basically we were just pressure boosting the water to go to further areas. The processing and the drawing of the water was from the Val River into Chere Boss and Ferenacheng areas to be processed and then be distributed to all over area, network area ya rainwater. So the boreholes, how I came about 2004 to the story is actually very interesting. You see the way Kobela appearing garden. There's this friend of mine, Mudisha Maropa. It's a Peter Harmon TV. Madisha, he used to wear like this, and I always wondered, this guy, we are all coming from work. He says he's coming from work, but he's dressed like this. And I loved how he dressed because it was so relaxed. And later on, and then every time, I don't know, I'm a geologist. So being Daiki from Sebokeng, we don't know those things, or we didn't have exposure to those kind of careers.
It's a possible career.
So Moropa was fortunate enough to be in that field that we saw at a distance. But then later on, he got to introduce a friend of mine, Saki More, into the borehole business. I'm now working as a factory manager for ceramic industry. See, gets at the toilet. So later on, Saki introduces me to the borehole game. I have no idea what is a borehole. So I come on board via Saki, and I'm curious. One day, we go to vendor somewhere, check out what is happening. We were testing boreholes at that time. So I happened to come into partnership with Saki, another company called Reformati, and I went with him go vendor. So that's where I started learning this thing, and it hooked me, to be honest. We were just doing testing, but then my curiosity made me to ask Saki, okay, I see you're test about what happens before. He said, no, there's other people that come and they do the drilling and then Rona we come after. And I say it, how do they drill it? But like or no, Chere, there's a big machine that comes, so I want to see that machine. And fortunately, I saw the machine, and I loved the game even more. And then that's how I started researching about the borehole game and the borehole industry. And that's how I landed in the borehole game. There's another story. We were interviewed by Eskom and Rainwater.
Okay.
And I went to Eskom first and I didn't pass the interview. And somehow, do you know who I am? Type of thing. But man, you should have taken me. I get as an electrician or aspiring electrician. Eskom is the. Even in my mind, Rainwater didn't click electrical. So if you say you're doing electrical, Osbana Eskom, yeah, it's a good company. So they didn't take me. So yes, in a way, I think I was pushed to Rainwater, and hence I'm in the game.
Okay. So I mean, sure. Go ahead.